Hello, my friends. Chris back again, and today we're going to be talking about Barbie from 2023, directed by Greta Gerwig. Big fan of Greta Gerwig. She directed Lady Bird, which is my personal favorite by her. This stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling and a slew of other A-list talent. Margot Robbie's Barbie, Ryan Gosling's Ken. The story is fantastic. Okay. Barbie starts having real world thoughts and real world issues, and she has to go to the real world to try to keep herself from becoming weird Barbie, basically. And while she's in the real world, Ken goes with her, but Ken discovers masculinity, and he goes back to Barbieland and just wreaks havoc with no recourse, with no one to stop him. And when Barbie finally gets back, she has to course correct her entire world, basically. And, the thing is, okay, so I went into this film, I went and saw it with my wife for our anniversary. Okay, I really had no desire to go see this film by myself, but, she's an 80s girl, and she played with Barbies growing up. It's our anniversary. Of course I'm going to go see it with her, And so we went in, and she loved it. She thought it was amazing. And the thing is, before I went into it, I had heard, several people saying it's woke, socio-political garbage. But then I've also heard several people saying it was way better than it should have been as far as the moral of the story, the story itself, the acting, all that. And so when you have two such divisive takes on a film, well, I got to see it. I gotta, come to my own conclusions. And I will say this. The people who are offended by the Barbie movie are they themselves living in an imaginary Barbie land, because there was nothing socio-political or woke about this film, and yes, it was way better than it had any right to be. The story is excellent. Ken follows Barbie to the real world, gets indoctrinated into masculinity, but he's shown masculinity without any guide, which I feel a lot of young men nowadays, that's kind of the road they have to take. They're showing all these super masculine things like MMA and sports cars and, just things that are inherently manly, but they're not given any direction on how to be a man. And that spoke volumes to me as one of the messages of the story. Now, this film is highly satirical. Okay, it rips apart masculinity and feminism equally. It shows that, like I said, the young, childlike male mind, when it's bombarded with these overly aggressive and masculine things without any direction or any responsible male to guide them, through these tribulations of manhood, then they become this controlling, self-indulgent douchebag. I mean, that's what they do. And I love how they showed that, but they also showed that feminism can also hinder women as well, with Barbie and some of the things that she goes through. I like how it showed Ken as a supporting character, right? He's always been a supporting character. He's not the most sought after toy on the shelves, just like he's not the most sought after character in this film. He's relegated to a friend. He's not a boyfriend. He's not a lover. He's relegated to a friend, even though he wants to be the love interest of Barbie. And there's hundreds of Kens in the world, and each Ken is vying for that affection of one girl or one Barbie kind of thing. And it just shows how, and this takes place in real life too, how when a girl will reject a boy, he will go to insane, extreme lengths to impress her or try to win her favor, to the point of becoming a douchebag, just a controlling, like I said before, self-indulgent douchebag. He wants her so bad that he will do stupid things to try to impress her and gain her favor. And that kind of speaks to real-world issues. This film does a lot of speaking to real-world issues, and some of them aren't necessarily nice or uplifting. There's some very mature themes that are dealt with in this film. But I really liked how they made Ken an idiot, just like he is in Toy Story, and he's an idiot, but he has a heart of gold. He just wants to to love Barbie and be with her, but at the same time, he doesn't know anything about being himself. And that's the main focus of the film. The main, I guess, moral takeaway is it it shows people not being shoehorned. It tells you not to be shoehorned into a role that society thinks you should have. It's Barbie tells Ken to discover himself without Barbie, without the other Kens. He needs to discover who he is individually. And I think that that was the best message of the entire film, was to just figure out who you are individually. And, you know, this film has a lot of callbacks to older films like Pinocchio, even Toy Story, because it deals with, you know, a girl in the real world kind of losing her hope and all that. And it reflects in Barbieland. It reflects on the Barbies. And so, you know, we have some scenes of Barbies getting shipped to Goodwill and things like that. And it really does kind of echo back to Andy and Woody in Toy Story, when Andy's grown up and he's having to leave and he's giving his toys to, you know, other people. And it also has, you know, themes from Pinocchio, where Barbie, you know, once she goes to the real world, she wants to go back to the real world. She wants to live a real life. She wants to be a real girl. And that's, you know, those are some really good themes to have. I will say this, though. This movie is PG-13. It's not for your little princess at home, okay? It deals with some pretty mature themes. It has some, it doesn't have cursing. It has insinuated cursing. But it deals with female issues, mature female issues. And so if you're thinking that you should take your little 8 or 9-year-old daughter to see this Barbie movie, no, you shouldn't. Because it is PG-13, and like I said, it deals with mature feminine issues and mature themes. So if you want, you know, your daughter, your little girl to see a wholesome Barbie movie, not to say this wasn't wholesome, but if you want them to see something that's more in line with the toy line, then go to Walmart and buy them, you know, Barbie Mermaid Princesses on DVD or something, because that's where you'll get that. This movie really, it's not about Barbie as much as it's about the ideology of Barbie, okay? The thought behind Barbie of, you know, this is a doll for little girls to play with and their imaginations to flourish and to find, you know, Barbie can be an astronaut, doctor, chiropractor, zoologist. She can do anything she wants to do, and that's what this movie is really about, is the ideology of Barbie from her inception to now, and how she's either helped women or she's hindered women. And it explores both themes pretty well. But yeah, it's not for your little girls. It's not. So just don't take them to see it, because I've seen some women say that they shouldn't have taken their daughters to see it because, you know, they took their 9-year-old and yada yada. But I will say this, most of the adult innuendo would go over a child's head, especially an 8 or 9-year-old. But still, don't take them to see it if you're on the fence about it. I'm just letting you know. But overall, I really enjoyed the Barbie movie. I thought that it was an excellent, well, it was better than it had any right to be, like everybody says. The themes were wholesome and really prominent, or yeah, really prominent for today. They really speak to issues for today's men and women. And I thought that that was an excellent thing for the movie to do. I thought the movie was excellent in its message. I thought the movie had it had enough imagination mixed with real world strife to give it heart, give it soul. And I really appreciated that. And so, altogether, I would give Barbie 3.5 out of 5 stars. Because I really, you know, if I was a chick, it'd probably get 5 stars. But as a guy and watching it with, you know, my wife and all that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. So 3.5 out of 5 stars. And as always, guys, if you keep watching them, I'll keep making them. I love you. Peace out.